Tuesday greetings. You are watching Primetime News. I'm Joy Gorses. Socio-economic matters lead tonight's bulletin. President Dr. Hage Geingob says the Namibian government has implemented interventions and strategies to eradicate poverty through various socio-economic programs. This, he noted, to create an inclusive society. Shalva Wells filed our lead report.
This year marks the 35th anniversary of the World Day to End Extreme Poverty and the 30th anniversary of the International Day to End Poverty. The day recognizes the essential global solidarity and shared responsibility to eradicate poverty and combat all forms of discrimination, as well as the millions of people suffering from poverty and their daily courage. The head of state noted in contributing to the strategic priority area of ending hunger, the government has successfully rolled out the food bank in all 14 regions, reaching over 11,000 families, including 50,000 food insecure Namibians. Geingob also said that the government has also recently launched the Social Protection Policy, reaching 1 million Namibians, which includes grants for people with disabilities, old age pensions, vulnerable children and orphans, contributing to poverty reduction by strengthening social safety nets across the life cycle. The president also urged all Namibians to work together to create an inclusive, tolerant, resilient and prosperous society. Reporting for Primetime News, I'm Michael Madimba.
Moving on. A local economist says with ever-increasing food prices, the government should now more than ever channel all its efforts towards the production of food through its green schemes to ensure food security and social stability in Namibia. Lenia Deshena sat down with Dr. Kaguyaha Matundu and filed this insert.
This was stated by senior lecturer in the Department of Economics at the University of Namibia, Dr. Omu Kakuya Matundu, in an interview with the Namibia Press Agency on Monday, saying the government should get serious with the green schemes to ensure food security for its people. Kakuya Matundu warned, owing to the Russia-Ukraine war, increasing of prices in various food products, especially wheat and grains, will not stop anytime soon. Low-income groups will be adversely affected, he said, stressing that macroeconomics level food prices have the potential to push up inflation, which could equally trigger the Bank of Namibia to increase the repo rate by a margin which will not only hurt consumers but could also slow economic growth and cause social instability in the country. The Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform in June this year issued a request for proposals to lease out 11 green schemes and 1 dairy project to investors after the Agricultural Business Development Agency in charge of the schemes failed and the government resolved to liquidate it. The ministry's public relations officer, Jona Musheko, confirmed that thus far the ministry has successfully commenced the process to lease out 4 green schemes: the Vungu Vungu Green Scheme Irrigation Project, Ndongalinena Green Scheme Irrigation Project, Orange River Irrigation Project, Katima Liselo Farm Green Scheme, and the Vungu Vungu Dairy Project.
On to continental happenings. Researchers in the Democratic Republic of the Congo earlier today stressed they were concerned the election process had got off to a bad start and warned of the risk of violent protest ahead of next year's elections. More insight from this report.
Political tensions have been mounting in the vast and volatile Central African country, where elections frequently spark clashes. A report published in French by the Congo Research Group and Ebuteli, linked to New York University, said the DRC risks missing the opportunity to put its electoral process in order. The researchers noted political control persists over the institutions involved in managing the electoral process. Ethel Batumike, a researcher at Ebuteli, said there was a deficit of confidence in those institutions. He also spoke of a lack of transparency and a vagueness around the electoral districts. The largest country in sub-Saharan Africa, the DRC, was ruled for 18 years by the iron-fisted Joseph Kabila, who handed over power in January 2019 after peaceful but disputed elections. The vote was marred by accusations of irregularities, and the EU and others cast doubt over its credibility. Felix Tshisekedi, Kabila's successor, won the vote on a campaign to cleanse the country's entrenched reputation for corruption and uphold human rights. The next presidential election is supposed to be held in late 2023 according to an electoral commission roadmap, and Tshisekedi has already expressed his intention to run again. Reporting for Primetime News, I'm Michael Madimba.
Oudtshoorn Municipality Chief Executive Officer Joseph Urib will step down from his position at the end of December this year after serving the municipality as CEO for 22 years.
Urib, in a letter he wrote to the local authority councillors of Ocho in June this year, indicated his desire to step down from his position as he turned 60 years on the 7th of April this year. He, however, informed the councillors that his employment contract with the municipality runs until the 31st of December 2022 and he intends to complete it. In a telephone interview with the Namibia Press Agency on Tuesday, Urib said he has plans to become a full-time commercial farmer after exiting the municipality. Urib said he has a farm in the area of Kamanyab. Ocho Mayor Johannes Bapelo, in a letter seen by the Namibia Press Agency on Monday, said the full council of Ocho on the 11th of July 2022 approved Urib's exit and wished him the best in his new endeavors. The mayor also promised to inform the Line Ministry of Urban and Rural Development of Urib's exit, and also the council plans to start the process of recruiting a new chief executive officer. Salima Shimwefeleni Masipa reporting for Nampa News.
When we return, Utoni Nyoma says Namibians should increase productivity to boost the economy. In the business and economic segment tonight, Minister of Labour, Industrial Relations and Employment Creation, Utoni Nyoma, has called on Namibians to increase their productivity levels at workplaces in an effort to attain productivity in all sectors of the Namibian economy. More from this insert.
Launching the Productivity Awareness Reason Week aimed at encouraging and activating an infectious productive mindset in Namibians in the capital yesterday, Nyoma said improving the country's level of productivity can be the engine to economic growth, which is currently crippled by the high unemployment, inflation, poverty and inequality rates, as well as a high crime rate. Productivity, he added, means increasing investment in the essential knowledge, skills and abilities, or by better combining inputs, as well as embracing advanced technological innovations, noting that greater productivity leads to a better quality of goods and services for customers and ultimately to a better quality of life for all citizens. The minister noted the ministry has dedicated this week to the general public under the theme, "Let's make productivity contagious." He added that stakeholders should engage in dialogue on the subject of productivity to ensure that employees understand their roles within organizations and what is expected of them, and to effectively fulfill their roles and perform at a high level. Nyoma also called on trade unions to start instilling a notion of a productive mindset in their members, stressing that as representatives of workers, their responsibility is not only to ensure the protection of the rights of workers, but also to sensitize them on their responsibilities and on the importance of productivity to the economy and the country at large. Reporting for Prime Time News, I'm Michael Madimba.
That's all the top news we had for you this evening. I'll be back with the sports news. We commence the segment with a rather disappointing news for Namibians, as the Eagles suffered a loss in their second 2020 World Cup match against the Netherlands. Bas de Leede took 2 wickets and reached an unbeaten 30, as the Netherlands took a giant step towards the 2020 World Cup Super 12 earlier today, with a tense 5-wicket victory over giant-killing Namibia. At the sun-soaked but nearly empty Gardenia Park in Geelong, the Eagles were restricted to 121 for 6 in their 20 overs, with the Dutch using 7 different bowlers to put the clamps on. On to football. French striker Karim Benzema claimed the 2022 Ballon d'Or on Monday in Paris, France, after a dazzling season with Real Madrid, which saw the Spanish giants win both La Liga and the UEFA Champions League. Spain's Alexa Putellas won the Women's Trophy for the 2nd year in a row, following another stellar season with Barcelona. Stand by for your sports roundup. With the sports news, we have come to the end of tonight's bulletin. Many thanks for watching. Do make a date with us tomorrow for another edition of Primetime News. From myself, Joy Gorses, and the entire production crew, it's good night.